In aviation and air traffic control, there are many systems in place. But there's another layer that doesn't get talked about as much, and it's one of the most important parts of the entire system. What is that? It's the team. Because in high-stake environments, decisions are rarely made in isolation, even when it looks like they are. Think about this. An aircraft is on short final to a runway. They are fully configured and ready to land. And then they hear a controller issue a clearance to cross the same runway that they are lined up to land, and they are only feet from the threshold. Now, technically, the pilot is not responsible for controlling the ground traffic. The air traffic controller is. But here's the reality. The pilot still has a decision to make. Do they continue, or do they question what they just heard? Because in that moment, they are part of the system. They're not separated from it. The same thing happens in the tower. Let's say you have a controller who's working ground control and another one working local control. And one of them hears something that doesn't sound right, a clearance that feels off. Now, here's the question. Do you say something, or do you assume everything is fine? Because again, they are part of the system. And it's not just controllers and pilots. Think about a vehicle on the movement area at the airport. A driver is receiving instructions, and the passenger who is sitting next to him feels that maybe the driver is unsure of the instruction, or perhaps even slightly confused. Does the passenger step in? Do they stay quiet? Because in that moment, they are not just a passenger. They are part of the system. So what is actually happening here? In high-performance environments, there are really 3 layers of responsibility. First, your assigned role, what you are directly responsible for. Second, awareness, understanding what's happening around you, even if it's not your task. And third, intervention, knowing when something doesn't look right and having the awareness, but more importantly, the willingness to step in if necessary. And that third layer is the one that most people are not trained for and are the most uncomfortable with. And this is where training becomes critical, because we don't just train people on what to do, we also have to train them on when to step in. That's not always easy. There's pressure, hierarchy, hesitation, but high-performing teams understand something. Responsibility doesn't disappear just because it's not your call. The system is strongest when everyone understands their role and when to go beyond it. In aviation, we call it layers of safety. But those layers aren't just technology. They are also people. People paying attention, people speaking up, people making decisions even when it's uncomfortable. Because in the end, the system isn't protected by one person getting everything right. It's protected by multiple people not letting things go wrong. Different roles, same responsibility. And that's applicable to any environment where decisions matter. When the moment comes, will someone step up and step in, or will they assume someone else will? Because the system isn't protected by one person getting everything right. It's protected by the people who are willing to step in when it matters the most.